The question has arisen, why a fiduciary? Why not a president or a queen or? The humble word, fiduciary, seems to reek of the taint of crooked banks or some low bureaucratic office. People have been casting around for a more snazzy title for me. I suggested, Grandma, our American government has always required that those acting on behalf of the public interest operate as fiduciaries or as fiduciary deputies. At the level of the Federation of States in the American government, we have the office of the fiduciary. At the level of the federal government, the American subcontractor operating under the Constitution for the United States of America, elected fiduciary deputies to their own Congress. This is why when you start rooting around in the elderly documents, and depending on which archives you delve into, you find record of six different Congresses. Three American, 3 U.S. Congresses. They mirror each other because the Delegators Delegated Powers in each of the 3 international jurisdictions, air, land, and sea. All 3 American Congresses are populated by fiduciary deputies, not trustees. The American federal subcontractor that ran the American Federal Republic under the Constitution for the United States of America, 1787, also ran under elected fiduciary deputies. Only the British and the Holy Roman Empire federal subcontractors had trustees. All other elements of our government have operated under the office of the fiduciary. American, and elected fiduciary deputies, federal, republic. So that's why we have a fiduciary. It's our custom and tradition that those who act on behalf of the public interest must act under the prudent man standard. What's the prudent man standard? It simply means that the fiduciary is obligated to act in good faith, to do their best to take care of the public interest the same way they would take care of their own assets. It's a simple, humble concept. We have public assets and private assets. Each man is responsible for taking care of his own self, his own family, his own house, but we each also have public assets. Someone has to take responsibility for public assets and private assets that have somehow wound up in public possession. When this whole mess came to light, our fiduciary was by divine providence in the right place and at the right time, to claim back all the property and infrastructure we think of as public assets, and also to save the individual private property of the living people. This is why her claims always name herself as fiduciary acting on behalf of the unincorporated United States of America and naming the living people, those with hands and feet and blood that flows, as the creditors and beneficiaries. She did not act for herself. She acted for her country and her countrymen, and this is what a fiduciary does. They act in good faith to protect the property of the people, for the people. We maintain that a government has only one valid purpose, to protect the people and their property. The fiduciary role may require protecting both at once, and this is what happened here. The people were in danger of losing both their public and private property, so our Federation fiduciary stepped in and claimed it all back for them. Nobody can object to this, as the Federation of States was always the proper authority to do this, and our fiduciary is the proper officer. Let us comment briefly on the difference between federation and federal. The federal entities are called federal because they received their delegated powers from the Federation of States, which is uniquely endowed to operate the mutual powers of the states in international jurisdictions. The Federation of States doing business as the United States of America is an unincorporated instrumentality of the combined state governments. When operating under the head of state, the Federation is one of the three summoning powers that can require the states of the Union to assemble and conduct business, the other summoning authorities being the elected President of the Federation or a 2/3 quorum of the states of the Union. Let us also briefly say that our fiduciary laid claim to all property assets belonging to both the states, public property, and the people, private property. This has sometimes been misunderstood and misrepresented as an attempt to steal property belonging to individuals instead of preserving their property interests for them. Understand that all assets within the borders of this country were up for grabs due to claims that the American government was missing, and in interregnum, and long-planned fraud schemes misrepresenting Americans as British subjects and municipal citizens of the United States. So our fiduciary claimed it all back, both public and private, and thereby raised an objection to the idea that our country was vacant and without a government, and also the false presumption that the people were stateless, and had to adopt some form of foreign citizenship as British subjects or Roman municipal citizens of the United States. Our hereditary head of state then summoned the states of the Union to assemble, and administered a process to rebut the false claims of foreign citizenship obscuring the identity of the American people as heirs of this country. The people duly expatriated from any presumption of foreign citizenship and assembled their state assemblies, so the public infrastructure and material interests and rights were saved. Our hereditary head of state then summoned the states of the Union to assemble, and administered a process to rebut the false claims of foreign citizenship obscuring the identity of the American people as heirs of this country. The people duly expatriated from any presumption of foreign citizenship and assembled their state assemblies, so the public infrastructure and material interests and rights were saved. At the same time, the wheels were set in motion to begin a process of reclamation for each American to receive back their private property interests, their land patents and their homes, their businesses, their good names, their records, their freedom, their money, set free of foreign public trust interest claims. As we have described it, imagine a mountain of mittens piled up on the floor of the local school gymnasium. It's the responsibility of the people to come forward and claim their own mittens out of the pile. We call this reclaiming your birthright political status, a process of declaring your correct political status as an American either born in one of the states or naturalized to them. Years of effort have reduced this process down to a simple one-page declaration backed up by 2 credible witnesses. Completing this process identifies you as an American state national who is owed the release of your property from any foreign state of state trust or claim. It also marks you as one of the people and not a foreign person, and identifies you as one of those who are owed all the protections and guarantees of the federal constitutions. It sets you free of foreign taxation and licensing and most statutory laws unless you voluntarily and knowingly choose to engage in federally regulated activities or enter a federal facility like a post office or naval base. These substantial benefits have been preserved for you, along with your identity as an American, by the timely and determined actions of our fiduciary office. What about all the Americans working for foreign federal government contractors? In the past, they have had to adopt one of the two federal citizenship obligations as a condition of employment, but they could still retain their American state national status as their alternative political status. Going forward, we expect that the vast majority of federal workers will happily reclaim their political status as American state nationals. Those who consciously wish to adopt the status of British subjects or affiliate themselves with the Holy Roman Empire will still be able to do so, with the knowledge that they can't own land in this country and that any landholdings they secure for themselves on a temporary basis as a personal residence may be held in a public trust benefiting the British monarch or the Pope. American Government, Delegator. Unincorporated soil, the United States, Union of States 1776. Unincorporated heir, States of America, Confederation of States of States 1776 through 1861. Unincorporated land and sea, the United States of America, Federation of States of the Union 1776. United States Government, Delegated Powers. Incorporated land, the States of America, American Federal Republic, 1787 through 1861. Incorporated heir, the United States, Incorporated. Municipal Holy Roman Empire Service Provider. DBA United States Inc. 1790 through 2025. Incorporated C. The United States of America Incorporated. British Crown Entity 1789. Thank you for watching.